Hey there, Starship here with a Warcraft 3 commentary. Today's game features Infi as the yellow Night Elf player, playing up against Sock, the red human player, on Concealed Hill. So starting off we have the Archmage opener for Sock, very standard, and Keeper of the Grove first for Infi. Also standard-ish, I mean Night Elf has, generally speaking, more hero options than human in the early game, but Keeper definitely very solid and standard in this matchup. Starting off with some basic Ancient War creeping, pulling the creeps, eating a tree, going for that item, and Sock is probably going to do the same thing, creeping this for the item and experience, and then we'll see that's where the game can kind of diverge into different directions for the human. He might go down to this green and then expand, or he might continue up to this green and go for a more aggressive option if he techs. So this is something that Infi is kind of scouting for this expansion with the Wisp placement. Infi picks up the Gloves of Haste. Decent item, not too bad, not too good. And he's going kind of an aggressive creep route, and this direction he's going is kind of made to play into a fast expansion by your opponent. Since you're basically creeping down towards the expansion, it makes it much closer for you to harass. But the Wisp of Infi is actually scouting that there's no green creeping going on, and so he can be pretty confident that the Archmage is either here or coming to harass, and that's exactly what's going on here. So a 3 Moonwell tech here from Infi. He now realizes that there's an Archmage and Footman in his base. So this is a very harass focused style, which heavily indicates a attack behind this to rifle caster for the human. Really good spread here by Sock, keeping Infi busy with the multitasking, saving Wisp by building a Moonwell. Trying to micro those archers and those Wisps at the same time, not trying to take too much damage on the hero. Moonwell getting cancelled is a pretty big deal because, I mean, these Moonwells are all out now. But if he stabilized pretty well here, this is where the Keeper of the Grove really shines. 1 Entangle and 3 archers like this, it's a guaranteed kill. So Sock wisely backs off, and he does level up by creeping with Militia. It's a very solid creep route to do, since he's teching, he's harassing, might as well creep with those Militia. They're not going to get harassed, so it doesn't really matter how much damage they take. And it's a good way to unlock that Brilliant Sword, keep their harass going. But again, Sock really has to be careful here. Each Entangle is a dead Footman. So he's, as you can see, he's being very, very careful. He's kind of leading with the Archmage and Water Elemental and making sure the Footmen are staying far enough back that they don't get entangled. We really don't want to give any Footmen for free here. Infi really trying to go for the Footman, because obviously that's the most permanent damage you can do. Killing an Elemental or doing some damage on the hero doesn't really matter. But Defend has kicked in. As soon as that Defend unlocks, these Footmen become so tanky. And these archers are basically useless at this point. Might as well hide them. So the way Infi kills Footmen now is just with the hero entangle and focus. Fire by the hero. The archers aren't really going to provide anything anymore, damage-wise to the Footmen at least. And it looks like Infi kind of stole the dust here from Sock, which is a really smart thing to do. That way, he can use Hide forever, basically, until either Sock goes down all the way here to buy dust, or sends something here to reveal. I have to spend 50 gold doing so. And Infi desperately here trying to get level 3. As soon as this hero gets level 3, the game is turned around completely. Level 2 Entangle in this situation is incredibly powerful. 1 Entangle is 1 Footman kill, more or less. Sock trying to do as much damage as possible. I actually see a Beastmaster show up here with a bear. Now, this might look very, very odd to you, but a Beastmaster second is actually fairly viable if you're up against a non-demon hunter first, which is the case here. There's a Keeper. You can put on so much pressure with double summons. You have that Brilliant Sword that helps both of your heroes. And look, I mean, he's killing buildings, denying buildings, putting on a lot of pressure. Archers are going down. Keeper has to be very careful. I mean, he's losing a lot of hit points here. So these summons are actually being very, very annoying in conjunction with the Defend ability. So Infi is kind of, trying to just buy some time by focusing heroes instead. But Sok is wisely running back with the heroes, but keeping the rest of the army, summons and footmen, in the main. Harass still going strong. I mean, Hunter's Hall is just now on the way. Shop on the way. Forced TP on the Keeper. This is looking very, very bad for Infi. But he does get level 3. Like I said, level 3 is a game changer. Looks like he's just going to go for the heroes. He wants to preferably force a TP, but yeah, so he's definitely going to force a TP by entangling this Archmage. The question is Sok going to bring back his footmen? Looks like he was a bit too slow to react here, so these footmen are kind of stuck out on the field now. But a good split here, sending the most hurt one direction, the rest in another. But Keeper doing what he does best now, just chasing down units. He will have enough mana for another entangle to get either one of these. Probably the full health one is better, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, one entangle equals one kill, more or less. But the damage has been done. We just now have the Hunter's Hall. Just now have the first lore. We don't even have a shop, and if we look at Sok's base, I mean, he has everything unlocked, and there's been no harass, no damage at all in his main. So he has tons of wood, he has everything unlocked, and pretty soon he can do a really scary timing push with Rifle Caster. So Infi's response to this will be interesting to see. He does get the double lore, and he has uprooted his Ancient War, so it's not going to be some kind of mass archer defense. He's kind of giving up on archer production. He wants to be able to creep with this Ancient War. Looks like he's going to go either Mass Dryads, or he's going to tech tier 3 for bears. Or perhaps Giants. Giants are a lot more viable with double ranged heroes like this than if you have a Demon Hunter, for example. So he has his options open for him, but he has to really kind of consider what he has time to do. Because a push could show up at any time, like I said, so it might just be kind of sticking to tier 2, but no, it does go tier 3, so it's either going to be, I think, fast bears or giants. Making use of his Ancient War, creeping up. Sok, on the other hand, looks like he either wants to pull this or just creep it outright. Yeah, he's pulling it. Let's see if he goes for the surround on the ogre or just fights it straight up. Looks like more of a straight up fight. I mean, he has the army for it. He has enough healing here. He's not really going to take any permanent damage doing this. Does still get a nice surround here, so this ogre lord isn't going to go anywhere. Let's see what item he gets here. Can definitely change the game. Hood of Cunning. Oh, I mean, +5 intelligence is really not that bad, but this could have been an endurance aura, for example. Puts the intelligence on the Archmage. Meanwhile, what did Infi get? Scroll the Beast. If he's not going bears, and so far we've only seen Dryads, then that Scroll of the Beast can be a decent, but otherwise it's more of a sell. Get the gold. Unless they're showing up, probably just to secure the last creeps here. But possibly to be part of a push. The push might be coming right now. Like I said, the tech was so unhindered from Sok, so he has everything online so quickly that he can definitely go push now. But maybe he actually wants to expand here. This looks like he might want to set up a tier 2 expansion. The defense still being annoying here for him. And Infi has to back away. I mean, he's very hurt here. And the Moonwell juice is very low. I mean, the only Moonwell juice he has is now gone. It is straight giants, so there's not a single bear. There won't be any rejuve. And Infi recognizes he needs to buy time, and the best way he can do that right now is to repair this Ancient War. This Ancient War alone is keeping him in the game right now. It's kind of preventing the push from coming, so he's doing whatever he can to repair it. He has enough wood for it, so just trying to buy time. He really needs to buy more time, and this is his main goal here, is just buy time, because if he can get that orb, then he can defend much more easily. Sok kind of recognizes this the super defensive play here by Infi, so he starts setting up towers kind of far out, but just to put a clock on Infi as well, so they both kind of have a small clock on them. Good spell usage here. We actually used the Royal Scrolls. He didn't sell it, and like I said, this was actually situationally good time to use it, since there is no war from his lore. First Giant is out. Ancient War, again, since it didn't go down, I mean, Sok is in a very awkward position, because this Ancient War is doing a lot of damage. And his positioning here is quite difficult to manage. Mount Giant now is in the front. Finally, we have that Orb of Venom. So Infi has what he needs now to defend. But there is a tower up. The second tower is on the way. And these arcane towers are going to drain a lot of mana as soon as Infi steps in range. And now it's kind of a war of attrition, but on the one hand we have infinite healing, on the other hand we have very limited healing. But Infi doing a very good job here, picking off units where he can, not overstaying his welcome at any point, just snipe, back off, spread the poison. And I mean, if you're Infi right now, you're just waiting for it to turn night so you can finally start getting some more moon juice here. Sok trying to focus down the archers, focusing the heroes. He's trying to do his best to just ignore these giants, but they are big, they are tanky, they have double taunt, so they are hard to ignore. Units keep dying. But Infi, I mean, even this giant's in trouble. There's no healing. He's actually blocked in here by the bear. Oh, there's a bash bear, and the bash bear kills the giant. Very, very nice. So one giant dying, that's a huge deal. 7 food, 350 gold down the drain for Infi. Level up on the Archmage, so now we have level 2 Brilliance unlocked, double level 2 summons, and enough healing to last a lifetime. Ooh, Naga really out of position, but Sok didn't really notice. I'm not really sure what she was doing. She didn't buy anything. And Infi, Sok, slowly kind of crawling forward with more and more towers. He has the proxy shop now, getting clarities. This is a rough spot for Infi. So he's looking to get Wellspring. Very nice. He actually used the Moonstone there to buy a little bit of extra nighttime. It's going to turn night pretty soon. And once it does, in conjunction with this Wellspring upgrade, he's actually going to have a lot of healing at his disposal. Although one of these Moonwolves is living kind of dangerously, and losing this is actually a pretty big deal. Infi probably looking to buy a second orb here as well to make his defense that much stronger. At no cost of moon juice or anything, just getting that double orb would be adding a lot of DPS over time. Wisely microing this giant away, perhaps even send it to the fountain, since it has turned nighttime now. Ooh, and even a Sanctuary plays for a little easier vision here. But yeah, that forward Moonwell does go down. That's a pretty big deal. It cuts the healing down by 25%. And Infi maybe should look to rebuilding some Moonwells back here. Oh, the bear actually wakes up the creeps. Very annoying to deal with. And another bear kills an archer. So these bears, I mean, this Beastmaster second really has been paying off, and it's really made this push much more aggressive and much more quicker than it would have been with any other hero, really. Here come those extra Moonwolves I was talking about. A fresh new giant here. The old one over here probably looking to go back to healing. Another red HP. I mean, the fountains here are going to be very, very helpful for Infi if he can actually use them. But look at Sok. Summoning a Quill Beast just to disrupt the free healing over here. Very, very smart by him. To have the presence of mind to do that in the middle of a push like this. Actually builds a proxy lumber mill. Didn't really need the wood, but maybe wants to set up some towers. Oh, the Naga is in a lot of trouble, which he gets staffed out. These Moonwolves are kicking in now. Keeper might go down, though. Oh wow, Infi actually cancels the Moonwell because the hero was blocked. So cancel Moonwell to get the Keeper out, use these Moonwells in the back. Wow, and this is just a game on a knife edge for Infi. It feels like he's so close to kind of holding, but he's in so much pressure, and these summons continue to annoy him. He's actually switching fountain, so he's like, okay, I'll just go down to this fountain. You probably won't send any summons down there. Still only the single orb. If I was Infi here, I'd really invest in that second orb. Especially since he's turned off cold arrows for a long time now. He really wants to just spend it on forks. Actually repositioning one of the lures. Perhaps that's a mistake, but another Moonwell is going down. Infi's kind of slowly getting backed up further and further. Has to rebuild the Moonwells, and he rebuilds them further and further back. Now the Tree of Eternity itself is helping out, doing a lot of normal damage here. Oh, the heroes are really far back into the corner now. You might have to buy a Katipi just to get out of here. Nice entangle to right in front of the tree, so the tree actually assists a bit there. Now the Hunter Saw is about to go down, and not too important. I mean, we have the 2 lures, we have the Moonwell upgrade, so by all means, the Hunter Saw is expendable. Instant dispels here from Sok. The Entangling Roots really isn't doing a whole lot, but slowly but surely, I mean, we got level 5, level 4 heroes here. Giants are looking pretty healthy, and I guess I didn't even notice, but the Giants there did get disrupted, I'm pretty sure, because they're not there anymore. So Sock kind of checking both fountains. And like, so like the question here is like, what do you do as Sock? He went really far in there, but he couldn't seal the deal. So like, what's the next step? He's at 50 food. He's power building a farm here. Is he teching or anything? Oh, wow, he's been teching for a long time now. Very, very cool. So it's a kind of an all-in push, but it's been going on for such a long time, and he's been doing so much damage that he kind of transitioned out of the all-in into a late game option. So even if somehow this gets beaten back, then he has tier 3 to work with. He can get Inner Fire, he can get 3-0 attack upgrades, get a Paladin third. He has a lot of options going into late game if this were to be repelled. And now we finally have that double orb. Look at that. 1 orb of venom on each hero. Triple giant. Still a lot of moon wells, a lot of moon juice. It's gonna turn day anytime, any moment now, which will cause a lot of issues for Infi, because that's basically the end of his healing. And he's running very low on wood, so there's no option even to get like rejuve or something. A late game switch to bears. He really just has these moon wells to work with and moonstones. I mean, these giants are actually taking some damage over time. Tanky as they are, they do eventually go down, but Infi's doing such a good job focus firing, especially the priest with double orb. And even though you can dispel the roots, obviously, you still have to manually click on a priest and use dispel, so that is like at least half a second stun that he gets on whatever he's focus firing. Ooh, but one giant does go down. At this point, losing a giant might actually be a blessing in disguise, because you can actually rebuild it. Level 5 now, only now got level 3 Fork Lightning is crazy good. There we see it. So level 3 Fork double orb is still, I mean, it's basically solo carrying this defense right now. The giants aren't doing too much. There we see more and more giants on the way, getting some use out of this fountain. Now this fountain is actually, I think it's not as good as a normal fountain, so it does take a little while for the giant to get fully healed, and obviously it was only healing during nighttime, so it has to run back now, but got a little bit of healing done. Oh, the Beastmaster running dangerously low here. Does have an invul though. Ready to be giant. Is it going to go down? One more attack from the bear should seal the deal. Oh, now Infi sees the knight. He has to be like, oh damn. If Sock was still tier 2 and this was like a hard all-in, then Infi's probably feeling like he might be able to win, but as soon as you see that knight, the third hero, Tinker, interesting choice. And you know that, okay, even if I hold this, my opponent's in a very good spot. The only real downside to Sock's late game right now is the fact that it's Beastmaster second, Tinker third. Not really powerhouses as far as late game is concerned. Some nice hero focus here. You can actually buy a Staff of Preservation from his proxy shop to try and save some units. Lots of taunt action going on here, trying his best to save these giants, but they're actually starting to go down one by one. And what do you do with this giant? There's no healing, there's no fountain you can go to. It's just like kind of wasted 7 food there. Another moonstone, more clarities, doing what he can to replenish these moon wells. Meanwhile, in Sock's base, do we have anything interesting going on? Not really. So, does he have Inner Fire? Yes. So Inner Fire is unlocked. There we see it. Plus 5 armor on everything that's Inner Fired. And a little bit of damage, 10% damage. Oh wow, the Beastmaster gets caught out here, but he does have the invul, which he's held on to a long time. He gets used now. And Sock now is just completely ignoring everything but the heroes. He realizes there's a limited healing. Just go for it, gung-ho. Right click with everything you got. Eventually these heroes will die. There's no escape for Infi unless he buys a TP or something. But he elects to buy a potion instead, and this keeper is going to go down. Oh, actually there, bought a TP. He has a TP somewhere down here if he wants to escape. There we go. Uses the last moonwell. Now he goes down. Actually very close to level 6 keeper, which could have turned this game around if he had Tranquility. I mean, that's basically infinite healing. But he just now got it, and it's just now a bit too late, unfortunately, for Infi. But, oh, he is going to use it. He's gathered all of his hurt giants. This is going to be beautiful. If we actually see it. There we go. So much and such quick healing on these giants. That's one of the scariest things you can see in the game, a mountain giant getting healed this fast. But you're not going to get a whole lot more out of this game than that. The mains have actually expired though, so if the Naga had survived, I wouldn't say this is unlosable for Infi, because he does have that Tranquility unlocked, so he could slowly keep sniping with double orb and then using his ultimate to survive. But because the Naga's gone, I don't think a solo keeper has enough in him to carry this game. More and more inner fire, focusing everything he has on the main. He realizes, well, he can walk the main, I can't walk my main, so I have to kill it to guarantee this game is mine. But Infi's doing his very best here, blocking and taunting, so Sock switches target, goes to the keeper instead, but very quick reaction from Infi. Backs off at just the right time. And now he resumes the focus fire on the tree. And as soon as this tree is dead, it's probably 100% over for Infi. Because Sock can long distance, well, yeah, we see it now, he's long distance mining, so he does have a way to get income, and Infi now has no way to get income. One last brave Tranquility here. But yeah, GG. Really cool game. It's nice to see this Beastmaster, like, such hard aggression from Sock. I mean, especially on Concealed Hill. I mean, this is a kind of it's a map-specific strategy almost because of the position of the tavern. It's so close to your opponent. So just instant pickup, instant summon bear, and then pressure with Water Elemental, bear, defend footman, double hero. It's so hard to deal with as Night Elf. Excellent display of the strategy by Sock and a really solid defense by Infi. He was so close to turning this around. A very cool game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So if you did, please like, comment, and share, and all that stuff. And I will see you guys next time. So goodbye for now.